Hi guys, I'm Brandi,
I'm Steven.
and we are starting a podcast just because it's something we've been really wanting to do for a while, but we didn't know really how to do it. So we're just sticking a camera in front of us, and we are just gonna talk and about everything because this is what we do basically from a day-to-day basis. Is we sit at a table, we drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and just ponder about the entire world. So I guess we could start to tell you a little about ourselves if you don't know.
Which you won't know because we've never done this before, but my name's Steven. Married to Brandi. Um, I'm from Louisiana. I'm 31 years old. We have 3 kids together, all girls, 4, 3, and 2. And I have a daughter. She's 11 from a prior marriage that I did when I was 20 for about a year. I don't really do anything. Like I don't have like a serious career or anything. I never really jumped on that bandwagon. And there'll be a lot more, but I can't do it in this one tiny little introduction. So go ahead, babe.
Alrighty, and I'm Brandi, and I'm from Poco, West Virginia, which is like this super little town in kind of like a country-like, suburban-like setting. I don't know, maybe that's called rural. I don't even know if I say that word
It's
right.
totally rural.
Okay, and
I've been there before.
yeah, so I'm from there. I went to Athens, West Virginia for a little bit, went to Concord University, and I studied media broadcasting. Thought I was going to get into radio, and that didn't really work out. I did have a radio show there. And then I transferred to Marshall University, and then I got stuck in Huntington, and I've been here ever since. And, well, that's not true. I've left and went to California a few times and came back because you always come back to Huntington, it seems. And
probably everyone's story though where they are at the time.
True, but I studied political science, which I love, and I'm very excited for this season. So we'll get to talk about that at some point. But I digress. And I also majored in history as well. And
I went to college. I went to college for like a semester to get financial aid. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Well, met him 2010 at a 420 party, and we've been together ever since. We got married at 11 months. Found out we were pregnant at like our year mark, like just like the day after, I think. And then when the first kid was 6 months old, we found out we were pregnant with baby number 2. And then when baby number 2 was like 9 months old, we found out baby number 3 was coming. And then I got my tubes tied, so we're done with kids and no more being pregnant. Because it was basically like 3 years straight for me, it felt like. Very long time.
And we really don't need any more kids.
No, we're poor.
I don't have enough love in my heart for another one.
I mean, I think your heart would grow. It's just, I don't know
I don't think it would grow. I think everything would get, just compact more. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk louder because we don't have any money right now, so we can't buy microphones for our little setup here.
True.
So maybe we should try to speak a little bit louder, not talk over each other.
Okay.
I know that's super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you like to talk about first?
I don't know. Same thing we always talk about. Try to take over. I'm not gonna do
It's basically Steven talks about MMA, and then I talk about politics. Usually like hating on like Trump or Clinton, and then like whining about how I miss Bernie, and then like confused about I don't know who to vote for. Like I want to go third party, but like I'm not a libertarian. But Gary Johnson, I feel like has a better chance than Jill Stein, and I don't know what to fucking do. It's like voter limbo for me, and I don't know.
I just got tired of. I got really into it for a little while, but then like the choice became so super clear because Trump's like the scariest white man alive, and
True.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about politics, man. I don't know. I know that's like a subject that we're definitely going to encounter, but
Okay.
golly, man, I get so tired of hearing about Clinton and Trump, and then everybody's got these conspiracy theories, and everybody's got their own ideas, and holy crap, man.
Yeah, I'm just sad. Bernie's my man. My kids know. My kids know that mommy loves Bernie Sanders. Like Luna, she's 4, so she'll be like, "You don't like Donald Trump?" No, I don't like Donald Trump. You like Bernie Sanders. I do. I love Bernie Sanders, and that's how that goes. She doesn't even mention Clinton because
So
like I
let's
didn't
just,
talk about her.
like I said before we did this, if you do like Trump, please still listen to our.
That's okay.
To our
Yeah,
thing.
you can like Trump. I
Because,
just don't fit.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
no big deal. Like, you can like whoever you want to like. It doesn't mean that you're a racist person or you're a bad person based on who you want to vote for. There's a billion reasons why to vote for Trump, just like there's a million reasons to vote for Hillary Clinton. It does not matter in the slightest bit to me who you vote for. But whatever.
Yeah, vote for who you want.
Yeah.
Probably,
The country's still gonna do the same thing it was gonna do before. You know, I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot that could go wrong, but I just won't say it right now. Hey, isn't your fight coming up this weekend? We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Is that this weekend?
It's Connor and Nate, the second one. The first one was won by Nate Diaz. Submission. Second round. He had to tap. He was going to sleep. But he, that's just happening, I think, Saturday. So 2 more days. But I don't know. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. I think I want Nate to win.
I don't really care who wins. I don't have a preference. I don't really care who wins really. If Connor wins, it sets it up for a trilogy,
which would be cool.
Which is gonna make money for both of them. But honestly, if I had to put money on it, which I really don't even know if I could do it, but I would say that Connor might go in there and thrash Nate Diaz. I truly believe that. He's going to do more than what he did the first time. And the first time, if you rewatch the fight, he handled Nate Diaz for the first round and was pretty much connecting at will. It just wasn't doing anything to him. And because of that, Connor got super tired, started getting tagged by Nate's phenomenal boxing. And eventually it took its toll on him. He tried to take him down with his weak-ass takedown and then got submitted. But it was purely due to cardio. If you cut the submission out of that fight and then you scored what happened in that fight, Connor won that fight. Take away the finish of that fight and just point it. Connor won that fight by points. If you disagree with me, go rewatch the fight and you'll feel differently. And if you don't feel differently, you're stupid and you just don't want to change your opinion. But the facts are there. There's fightology, I believe it's called. You can go look at the actual amount of connections and things like that. And Conor was absolutely winning the fight. I love Nate Diaz. Don't get me wrong. Like, both of the Diaz brothers are fucking phenomenal. You know, like.
I like their story. That's why I want Nate to win.
I guess personally, I would be more of a fan with the Diaz brothers than Conor, but it's super fun to watch Conor succeed and fail and just be himself. That's super awesome. So I really just want to see the fight. Really, don't have a preference either way.
Well, it'd be cool. Like, if Conor does win, maybe he'll get back on his like The Secret kick. Because I tell you what, I am kind of like a fan of The Secret. Like, the law of attraction. I'm not gonna say like this shit's real, but like, you get on a positive wavelength and like good things do happen, and it's happened to me. And it's hard to stay in that mindset, but when you are, like, good shit happens. And like, he was like in real time harnessing that shit. He was like visualizing and saying shit was gonna happen, and then this stuff was happening. And then like, there's that, what's his name, Jose Aldo. He's like, it has him like doing this stuff backstage, like shadow boxing, and then there's the camera, split screen, and it's him doing the exact same stuff in the fight and knocks him out in 13 seconds.
What
like,
she's talking about to somebody who doesn't know anything what's happened in the fight or could care less is Conor was showed in the background of a fight that he had prior to the Nate Diaz fight with a guy named Jose Aldo, who was undefeated for like 10 years and was thought to be one of the greatest of all time. Still could be. No one knows. But if they took the video of him practicing backstage before the fight and he was doing the exact same movements inch by inch of what occurred in the fight
it lasted 13 seconds.
a minute later, that was a knockout in 13 seconds. But when you show the backstage and then the fight, Conor's doing the exact same thing, almost like it was choreographed or pre-planned. It's a real fight. You're not. It's not the fucking WWE, so it's not pre-planned. It just goes to show you like how important training and mindset is and things like that. But the secret thing you're talking about, I don't know. I think that being positive is going to help you out in situations. Confidence is going to help you out big time in situations. But I just don't know if I don't know yay or nay whether or not the universe can be harnessed or anything like that. I truly don't know. But it's probably just due to lack of education whether or not I believe either or. But I just don't.
I can't go as far as to say that I can't believe that you can't, but I don't know, man. It just seems like we are all connected. There is some type of when you are really, really positive and things are going great and you're not nasty and negative in your head and stuff, good things do happen. And trees can talk to each other. If trees can talk to each other and there's all this intricate shit that just goes on.
They're not talking to each other.
They're fucking communicating.
Yeah,
Okay, well, talking in whatever form that they do, it doesn't matter. It happens and it's fucking mind blowing. And I don't know, man.
Let's explain again. You gotta explain to the people who have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Trees
have a system where it's there's this book that this German guy wrote, and it's actually supposed to be translated to English this fall, and I want to read it. But it's he's a forest ranger, and he's done it for a really long time, and he's studied how these trees have a very intricate system with I think it's their roots or something, and they do they kind of pass nutrients along, and
example, really cut it short. Example is giraffes. And wherever the giraffes is.
This does happen.
But you if a particular tree is being munched on by a giraffe downwind, it will communicate to those trees, and those trees will change the bitterness of their taste of whatever, and it's communicating and making it less desirable for the giraffes on the other side.
Survival.
And so obviously there's communication going along somehow, some way. Super cool.
Yeah, I just think we're all probably connected in some way.
Yeah.
And I was crazy atheist a few years ago, and now I'm more on the agnostic spectrum.
Me too.
So
that's a super heavy subject.
Yeah.
We both used to be atheists, super there is no God. There's no way there's a God. If you believe in a God, you're crazy, and blah, 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 blah. And we really went to the extreme. More or less me. I was very vicious about the idea of religion.
We lost a lot of Facebook
We
friends.
lost a lot of friends, right? I think we kind of maybe lost some personal friends also.
Yeah,
but,
it happens.
But it just felt strongly about the idea at the time.
And it seems a lot of people go through that. It's the stages of
Yeah, becoming an atheist or becoming an agnostic. But what through the progression, there's a quote by a man, I don't remember his name, I should look it up, but he says at the first, he's symbolizing a cup, but he's the first drink from the cup of science will leave you an atheist. At the bottom of that cup lies God. That's not the probably exact words for the quote, but it's quite close, and I kind of understand it a little bit, I guess. I don't believe either or. I don't believe that there is a God, and I don't believe that there's not a God. It's just, I don't know, and neither does anyone else have any idea either way. You don't know. You can sit there and tell me you know and all this stuff, but you really don't. You just have a feeling. Whether it's you feel that there is no God or you feel that there is a God, for all your reasons that you feel either way, you truly have no idea. You're not any different than all the billions of humans that have existed on this earth. You do not know what lies beneath or whatnot, you don't know. And to indoctrinate your children or to make any life changing decisions or anything based on a belief of a higher power is just scary and a little dangerous. In most cases, it seems to be a negative thing. there is a lot of love and like sharing and good that comes from religion. Probably like stability for a lot of people that like can't control their emotions or can't deal with their past. Maybe like religion kind of gives them an scapegoat, you know, a safety, kind of like daddy's always there for you. Like, you know, I totally understand and see how it can be helpful and productive in society. But it seems religion shows to be nothing but negative. Like when it comes to like basic like history of our world, it's just done an immense amount of negativity. The reason I feel the way I do about religion is because those particular things, the good things, should just be like happening because of we're humans. You know, like we should be helpful and sharing and nice. And, you know, because we're humans, not because we're religious, not because some old book that some men wrote, you know, tells me to be a certain way. Like it's just
and that's some people's mentality, just not enough.
Not enough.
Not
Sure,
enough.
man. Sure. You know, like if we, it's just religion's just such an iffy thing, you know. But it's not religion for me. I'm not gonna follow any religion, and I think most young people will either call themselves a Christian or call themselves whatever. But really, if you really ask people what they believe, it's usually like a molded to their own preference idea of what God is or what their beliefs are. You know, I read that like the younger generation really doesn't try to attach themselves to any particular religion. It seems to be like their own feelings spiritually of what exists or what doesn't exist. And you know, I think that might be humans' way of like leaving it behind slowly. Maybe, I don't know, but
I don't know. You know, I remember back whenever you took these online classes on University of Phoenix, there was that personal wellness class, and you got so mad about, what is it? Is it the Maslow hierarchy or pyramid of needs or something? It's like you have your physical needs and
I remember it was talking about spiritual.
Yes,
and I didn't like that. Right?
Yeah, I was talking about spirituality, and you're like, as an atheist, I don't feel like anyone needs spiritual needs, but I don't know. I've gotten more spiritual, and I feel like I don't know. I don't believe people have spirits, so that word already kind of makes you have like a bias towards it.
But the question is like, what does that mean? There are fucking people that believe that there's like a ghostly figure inside of us that leaves our body when we die like a ghost. There are fucking people that still believe that crazy shit. But what it would probably be would be some type of program or some type of like
your consciousness,
some type of memory like that lives in here, that your consciousness that maybe moves on to like a different computer or a different whatever, you know, like there's a fucking iCloud for humans, right? I don't even know what a cloud is, but it's like there's some type of like database maybe somewhere that is being, I don't know, but you know, that seems more believable to me than there is a fucking amusement park somewhere in the sky that we all go to and that we all live happily ever after and some undescribable happy way. That sounds like fairy tale shit. That sounds like we're children again and we're like making stuff up to make ourselves feel good about death. Our mom or dad died or our grandfather died, so now we're going to think of this beautiful thing that makes us feel better. Let's be realistic. Magic doesn't exist. There's a trick behind all magic, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, why all of a sudden, on this one subject, magic is real?
Well, what I was trying to go by that was the spiritual thing. I don't think it necessarily has to mean like the ghost figure. Like I was like, it's consciousness. It could be for some people. Like, I have been really wanting to get into meditation, and I've dabbled in yoga, like little, like seriously dabbled, like because I have 3 kids, and like I don't ever sit around and just like try to be peaceful. I should, but I don't find time for that. But like meditation and finding that peaceful spot and just focused, I feel like that could be very spiritual. And I feel like I was reading this book that I think I got from Rachel. It's called it's Tau, and I think it's pronounced Tao, but it's like Chinese or something. But it's called the Tao of Fu, and it kind of just talks about like the way Pooh is. He just lives in the moment and he just exists, and that's how he is. And I haven't got very far into it, but I'm thinking that like, I should probably look into like Taoism, because I was thinking I should probably look more into like Buddhism, because I felt not that I'm
I think
gonna like
anything
be
that ends in ism,
not that I'm gonna be a Buddhist,
it's a
but
no-no.
I feel like though there was probably some teachings and stuff in there that just to be mindfulness and like things like that, to like kind of get in yourself, they kind of seem to know what they're doing. But looking at this book and it kind of introducing me to that, I feel like maybe I should look into Taoism. It's just like living in the moment and existing. And I don't know, I just thought it was cool. Like, I'm not gonna be religious. I'm not gonna go and start practicing like these Asian religions.
Whatever you feel the need to. Like, truly, don't ever like. This is what I've learned. Is like I was so super atheist, and I was so super like there's no God, like type thing. It's like, well, over time I've evolved into thinking some really heavy shit. You know, like so. Don't ever, I think, keep yourself from any certain subject or belief because it seems scary or weird, or use logic and rational concepts, but
I don't plan on seeking this out to practice it.
I mean,
like,
look,
as like,
if Jesus shows up in our hallway today,
Jesus is cool, but I can't get
believe
down
in
with
Jesus,
all that shit.
Right?
No, like, I'm sorry.
If
like,
Jesus showed up in the hallway
shit,
today, you wouldn't believe in Jesus.
I'm not saying I wouldn't believe in him, but I'm just saying
I would.
If you're gonna be mean to like gay people and shit, I'm not down with that. Like,
I don't think Jesus would have been mean
women.
to gay people.
I don't think he would either. But there's like some Old Testament shit where like women were oppressed, and I'm not about that.
I bet Jesus would have been totally free and equal. I don't know though. Jesus is a subject.
It's a time period, He's
a made up, like, he's probably a real figure, but I mean, just what he stands for. I mean, he didn't write shit down.
No, yeah, I mean, he was after the New Testament and like all that crap. So like, he probably was pretty cool. Like, he was probably just some hippie dude walking around, had some people following him. He just loved everybody. He probably smoking weed and shit. Like, isn't that where it comes from?
Hopefully. I don't know.
That movie we watched, Savages, it was like the guy was in the army and he got like this dank ass weed from somewhere in Middle Eastern place and brought it back, and then they like grew a bunch of weed, and that was like their thing, is he got all the seeds when he was over there. So he could have been.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
I don't know.
I don't know if he would have smoked though. Yeah. But I'm not saying I'd hate on Jesus, but there's just some stuff in the Bible I can't get down with. Not about that.
I just had like a really negative experience with Christianity when I was a kid, like just from my neighbors and super good, nice people, some of the nicest people I've met in my life, but just like the for sureness like of their religion being true and trying to spread it to other people and like making that their life's mission to spread this belief to other people, and then I think people are hurting themselves on accident. Like you teach a child that they're a sinner, which is the first thing they fucking do.
Yeah.
You're immediately teaching this kid that they're a bad kid, that they're a bad human being, that every human being is essentially bad. But it's okay because Jesus is here, and God sent himself down to die for things that God would have already known were going to happen, and then returned him back to us for whatever reason. Doesn't make sense.
We should put this knife away.
It's nonsense, right? Like, it's just crazy stuff.
It is. And then it's like...
But then
it's crazy... I don't like the mindset. It's like, oh, you're just a lowly human and you need God to bring you up. You need God. And like they tell these people this, and then like, oh, you're saved. You took Jesus in your heart. You're worthy now. And it's like, you're telling people that they're not worth shit. And it's like, that's not true. I don't know. I just feel like they put down
whether you're a bad person without this.
Yeah.
That you're a bad person without religion, without these things. It's like, there's no way that you're a bad person. The numbers, like, this isn't fucking 1982. Like, we have the internet now. I can type into my phone how many Christians there are, how many atheists there are, how many Muslims there are, how many everything there are. And you're not alone. Like you're not alone in this at all.
Yeah.
And when you look at like the what do you call it? Like the places on in the country where these beliefs are really held dearly, it's also like your lowest income, your most like education shit. And then it's like your teen pregnancies and drug usage all are highest in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And you know what a Christian would say? That it's the devil.
Yeah.
That it's the devil trying to fight the word.
Yeah.
It's like you'll think of anything. You'll think of fucking anything to make this go your way.
All these liberals moving out west.
Yeah, all these liberals living their happy life.
Bad stuff.
Yeah.
They're peaceful.
Sodom and Gomorrah, that's why, right?
Right.
Just heading for hell. Heading for hell.
There's people that believe that California is going to fall off of America and like sink into the ocean because of like gays and stuff.
Yeah.
That was back before like it was legal to get married everywhere if you were gay.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
There's some deuces out there.
I thought I was like I moved from Louisiana to West Virginia, and it's just as nutty here. Just as, if not more, because the education is far worse here. We do have a good, at least in some parts of Louisiana, the education's just fine, if not some of the best in the country. But here, there's not anything like that. Even in like the best schools are still shit.
But if you go to places like Huntington is a university town, and I have met a lot more people that are open up to other ideas and are not just religious. So, I mean, I definitely think the education correlates with it, but it's not everywhere. Like, maybe Morgantown. I've never been there. Maybe it's not so rampant. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be nice if it wasn't such a, like assumed that you're a part of that group. Like, I don't really feel like a minority. It's somewhat going away.
Like the idea that everyone else around you is a Christian, believes, in the same things you do. I think that's going away.
Somewhat.
Totally, and especially depending on where you are in the country, because I don't think we at one point packed everything in our vehicle, our little bitty car that we had, a little Ford Escort, and we drove across country. We drove to California, we drove to San Diego. And there must be like a point like where you hit and everything changes. There is a west and there is an east to this country, and those two things are fucking completely different from each other.
Like culturally.
The West, culturally, and physically,
yeah, that's what I thought you meant was physically.
Geographically, like totally different fucking places. Like the West is beautiful as you could possibly imagine. Like you have to go places when you're over here in West Virginia, like on the east side. Like you have to go places to see pretty shit.
Well, West Virginia,
on the West, it wasn't like that. We could just drive to fucking the grocery store and see some crazy shit. Like, it just wasn't like that. Like, the ocean is two different oceans. You've got the East Ocean, the Atlantic. That's the stupidest thing I hope I ever say on this podcast. But the Atlantic was dog shit. Like on Myrtle Beach, for instance, like the sand is dirty, the water is dirty. It's not really beautiful to look at. I guess it can be beautiful to look at if that's like your shit, if that's like your ocean, like your home. I'm sure you love it and it's beautiful to you. But when you go to the West Coast, the Pacific, the sand is fucking white and beautiful. The water is gorgeous. The temperature is drastically different. It's beautiful. It's a paradise.
But then,
it's a paradise.
Like, you say that's pretty, but then it's like I've never been, but if you go to Hawaii or the Bahamas, it's like that water is
I bet.
Crystal clear.
But I'm saying in comparison to each other, the West Coast of the United States of America seemed to be more progressive. The people were different. Like they were nicer. They were more open. Like the way I purchased marijuana in California, I got on Craigslist and found somebody to sell me weed off of Craigslist. Two times. And like everything was different. You know, I haven't been everywhere on the East Coast. I've never been in New York City. There's a lot of places I haven't been that are probably awesome. But just when you hit a certain point driving across country, it was like you entered a whole nother world, a whole other country. Landscape was different. It was like you were in some type of dreamland that you'd never see enough. You know, gorgeous. Why did I say all that? I said that for some reason.
I don't remember. We were talking. God. I think we were talking about like the Bible Belts and stuff, and then it like transitioned to like just being different.
Yeah, there's such a big difference.
Liberal.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but you know, actually, I saw a map that like divided the country up into like little countries based on our cultures. Like you got Appalachia, which is where we are, and then like I don't know, I don't remember what they all were, but it does the whole cultural breakup, and it's pretty cool. You should look them up. I don't even know what it's called. Maybe I'll find out and tell
Google
you next time.
Just ask Google; it'll tell you everything.
I'm sure you got a smartphone.
Yeah.
So
to watch this, you have a smartphone
it's worth a Google
or something, right?
You want to open this wine?
No.
Oh.
Maybe we should. We have like 3 minutes left to this, so if we're gonna have our first actual podcast, we should go ahead and do it.
This wine is nice wine, and it came from Rachel's wedding.
I don't drink alcohol. It's one of my things. Like I don't drink alcohol.
It tastes good.
I will here and there if like I'm at a thing or something, but I don't like being drunk. I don't like the feeling that it gives you.
I haven't been drinking alcohol very much,
but it seems like people use wine as like some type of like celebratory thing, or so whatever. And we have some terrible Flintstone.
These are fucking awesome. These are from 1992 or some shit. I'm sorry, 93. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's the Flintstone movie. They came from McDonald's.
It tastes like a treat.
Isn't it good?
It's a treat.
That's like fancy wedding.
Yeah.
Champagne or wine is wine.
But it'll make you tired though when you're done.
Well, don't drink a lot. Just sip on it and don't chug it.
Yeah.
You already took a big chug over there.
Why drink it slow? You know, like you're drinking it for a reason, I guess.
Because that's what people do. Like they're fancy and they go like taste wine.
I don't want to be.
There's like you smell it, and then you like.
Not for me.
You swish it around your tongue.
I'm the guy who makes fun of those people. I'm sitting in the corner like making fun of those guys.
It tastes good.
Just want to like stop being like that.
I've never went to a wine tasting, but I do like this wine. It's pretty good. Kat got me into wine.
So let's control this. Let's cut this before it cuts off on ourselves.
Okay.
We were gonna name this the Brandi and Steven concept.
Oh yes.
Maybe without the, so it might just be Brandi and Steven concept. But we gonna have a name for it. We'll figure it out, and we plan on doing this a lot. Yeah, a lot. So.
So yeah, there'll be a YouTube channel and.